The Bhagavad Gita is a manual that teaches us how to conduct our lives with righteousness and, more importantly, how to optimize our body and mind to fulfill our Parama Dharma, the attainment of absolute liberation, that is, exiting the cycle of life and birth. It is a common human tendency to ignore an instruction manual and start using a machine immediately. It is only years later, after the parts have worn out, that we realize that the machine would have lasted longer, performed better, and saved us money and time if we had just read the manual first. In this journey of life, the machine is our body and mind, and the instruction manual is the Bhagavad Gita. This is why so many students of Gita eventually say, if only I had learned this when I was young. When do we start? This can be understood from the context in which Bhagavad Gita was advised. Sri Krishna did not advise Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna when the Pandavas were set to go on exile, nor when the Kauravas refused to return the kingdom to the Pandavas. Sri Krishna advised Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna at the battlefield when Arjuna was paralyzed by grief and was ready to flee from his duty. Thus, one must make best use of Bhagavad Gita during their youth and middle age when they have to face the world and fight their battle. How should one study? Imagine that you enjoyed a very tasty meal from one of your friends' place and you request them to provide the recipe. Would you be able to experience the same taste by simply knowing the recipe by heart? Of course not. You should prepare the meal yourself multiple times until you get it right. This is exactly how you need to handle Bhagavad Gita. Simply knowing the verses isn't enough. You must read, understand, implement, and keep repeating until the day the woes of the world stop impacting your mental health. Now, for sure, this is hard work, but the Gita offers two-fold guarantee. Number one is peace of mind. You will stop asking questions like, why me, God? And you will quit worrying about any outcome. Secondly, spiritual continuity. Liberation from the cycle of life and birth is our supreme dharma and what every human being must aim for in this lifetime. However, if the journey is incomplete in this lifetime, the Gita assures us that we will begin our next life from the exact point where we left off in circumstances that favor our spiritual growth. Before we dive into the manual itself, it is traditional to begin with the 9 Gita Dhyana shlokas. These invocation verses are recited to prepare the student's mind, to quiet his ego, and to foster humility and devotion, which is necessary to truly taste the wisdom. Following is the summary of Dhyana shlokas we will be covering. Now let us begin with understanding each of these shlokas.